Hello, and welcome back. It is a beautiful, freezing Saturday morning, and I am up early because I'm on a mission to go pick up a really cool Facebook Marketplace find. So we have recently finished the laundry room and pantry makeover. You can kind of see it behind me. If you missed that video, make sure you go back and watch it. But now I'm kind of like playing around with the next project. And what I'm gonna try to do this time, which I haven't done before, is do a whole room refresh in one video. So usually I post episodes just because that's the pace I'm working and it's easier for me to share progress faster that way. But I'm going to try a different style and see what you guys think. So while I'm working on that behind the scenes and filming everything, I figured we could just check in, do a little vlog, go pick up my Facebook Marketplace find, and, hang out for a little bit. Okay, I've picked up a breakfast sandwich for the road. So here's the deal. I need a little break from the big build projects. So one of the things I would like to do this year is refresh every space in our home. That does not mean full makeovers, but I do want to solve some pain points, decorate. I go thrifting all the time. If you follow the channel, you know that we do some thrift hauls. We've gone thrifting together. If you don't follow the channel, hit the subscribe button. But I collect a lot of things that are meant to be used. But if I don't have an immediate idea for them at the time that I purchase them, I usually just store them and save them for later. But then I never come back to the later. So I want to dig out all that stuff and actually start using it, hanging art on walls, using cute baskets to maximize storage, and just infusing a little bit of home into our home. Since we just finished the laundry room renovation and we built that floor to ceiling pantry unit and created some space in the kitchen, I feel like that's the next best space to work on because now we have some extra space that we can use to reorganize and just make work better for us. So one of the pain points is the bar stools. We don't like them. I purchased them from Facebook Marketplace several years ago when we moved into the house. It was $60 for all three of them. They are super cute. They're just not really comfortable. So I've been hunting, and I spotted this really unique set of wooden stools that I thought would be cute. And as I'm filming this, I'm realizing that I didn't measure the height of them. So they might actually not be the right height, but I've committed to the drive. They're an hour away. I've committed to the drive. We're going to go pick them up. If they don't work, it's fine. I can resell them. And if they, or maybe we can hack them. Maybe we can cut them shorter or something. I don't know. First, we're going to get them. Then we'll problem solve after that. Okay, we have acquired the stools. I'll show you when I get home. I think they're too tall. Oops. But we'll figure it out. We'll bring them in, we'll see what they look like, we'll problem solve and decide if we can keep them or not. But in the meantime, I have found us a little vintage antique store to shop around in, see if we can find anything fun. It's called Under the Bed Vintage and Collectibles. It's a multi-vendor marketplace. Let's go see if we can find anything fun. Okay, back in the car. That place was really cute. I really do enjoy the stores that have multiple vendors most. I think because there's just so much variety. This time around, I was keeping in mind that we were going to be working on the kitchen, and I was looking for things that I could use for like storage or decoration on the wall. When I first walked in, like the first booth, there was this cute set of hooks, which I have been looking for a while now because I would love to use them in the kitchen. I have spotted them many times before at thrift stores, antique stores, and I never get them. And now when I'm looking for them, I can't find them anywhere. And it just so happened that the one at this store was not for sale. It was part of the vendor's display, so they weren't selling it. But I did purchase one thing that I'm still kind of on the fence about, but I was like, okay, if I'm thinking about it, then I might as well grab it. I can play around with it. If it doesn't work, I can resell it, no big deal. But I grabbed this wood magazine rack. I was thinking this could work well as a mail catch-all. Right now, the mail just lands on the countertop, on the entry table. It looks messy. It's just visual clutter, which drives me nuts. So I much prefer when everything kind of has a dedicated spot. And I think something like this could look cute, but also be very functional. The one thing I don't love about it is the color of the stain. It's just that orange color, and I don't know why this was such a popular stain color, but I do not like it. I typically lean towards like lighter neutral stains or darker neutral stains, but I don't really like the stuff in the middle, and I don't like the orangey, yellowy, red, pinkish kind of like undertones in some of these stains. So my thinking is we'll sand this down, see if we can get it back to like a raw wood, and then try restaining it. If it doesn't work in the kitchen, I think it could potentially work in my office just as a catch-all. Before we head home, I'm going to stop at a fabric store called the Fabric Place Basement. I've never been here before. It's got decent ratings. I don't know if it's just like quilting fabric or if it's got a range of fabric selections. It looks fairly large based on the online photos. But since Joann's is closed and we only have one Hobby Lobby near us, and Hobby Lobby doesn't have the biggest selection of fabrics, I wanted to see if I could find something that we could use for some cafe curtains in the kitchen. I really like to like touch and feel and like lay the fabrics on top of each other and see how they look together. And since we don't have a lot of fabric stores, that's a lot harder to do. So I'm crossing my fingers and hoping that they'll have something we can use. Oh my God, this is better than I ever expected. There's so much fabric. Okay, we are back home. It is Sunday. I spent way too much time at the Fabric Place Basement. It was so much bigger than I was expecting, so I just took my sweet time walking around and kind of enjoying looking at all the fabrics, which was really cool. They had a pretty big selection of upholstery and home decor fabric in particular, which I feel like you just don't really see a lot at smaller fabric stores. Sorry if you can hear Piper in the background. Matt's outside raking snow off the roof so we don't get ice damming, and Piper has a meltdown if Matt's gone for like more than 30 seconds. So she's just like pacing the house looking for him in every single window. So sorry about the whining. Despite them having a huge selection, I still did find it a little bit tricky to find a pattern I thought would work well for the cafe curtains in the kitchen. I did end up picking something out, so I'll show you what I picked out. And the more I sit with it, the more I think about it, the more excited I am about it. I think it's going to work really well. So I'll show you what I got. But before I do that, I wanted to show you the bar stool situation because I brought them inside and you're gonna laugh at me. I just have this sitting in the living room so you can see it really well, but can we just talk about how gorgeous this is? I mean, it's solid wood. I'm definitely going to sand it down because I'm not a big fan of like the shabby chic kind of look. It's really cute, but I just think it would look really nice sanded down one solid wood color. From what I've been able to research, I think this is like an Amish design. It's called a saddle seat stool. Now, obviously there are stools a lot like this that exist that are like various different designs, but this one's like kind of extra curvy and a little bit wider. And it also has this handle here, so it makes it really easy to like lift them and move them. So I thought that was cool. Apparently they are solid oak, which is really cool because that means they'll sand down very well. The problem with these is not their design, but I will show you. It's the height. It's the height. So I don't know why this did not occur to me when I was, looking at them, because she had the measurements in the listing, but it did not occur to me to measure them to make sure the seat was the right height. So that is a little bit of a bummer. We have standard countertop height. This isn't like a bar height, so we have to have countertop height stools. And the seats here are just 24 inches. This seat here, at least at its lowest, measures to like 29 and a half. So obviously, as you can see, it's pretty close to the height of the countertop. So these, as is, will not work. I can confidently say that they are very comfortable, and they're wide enough so they kind of have like little handles on the side here for your hands. Matt tried it, I tried it, and I'm very happy with that because these stools are not comfortable, and that is one of the reasons we want to change them out. Matt, when he first saw the picture, was like, those look really curvy. Are you sure you want to get those? And I was like, just trust the vision. You just have to trust the vision. And also, if they're not, I'll just resell them. So I do always try to keep that in mind when I'm picking up something that I'm kind of unsure about. Like, if I pick it up, can I resell this and at least get my money back? Because they are comfortable and because I like the look of them, I mean, they're just so cute, I'm gonna try to figure out a way to make them work. And I did some research to find out if you can just like cut the legs off of the stools. And it seems like it's really easy to do. All you have to do is create like a jig that's the height you want to cut off. And then you can kind of like slide that around the leg and use a hand saw to shorten the legs. So we're gonna give that a go. So if you're interested in seeing if we're successful or not, make sure you are subscribed to the channel. I'm going to share that as part of my kitchen refresh video, and we're all gonna cross our fingers and hope that it works out and we can actually get these to fit comfortably underneath the countertops. So more to come on that, but I mean, how cute. They're just the cutest. I love the shape. They're easy to move. They're not too heavy. They're solid wood. They don't wobble. Well, at least not now. Maybe they will when I cut the legs off, but we'll find out. Okay, now for what I know you've all been waiting for, the fabric choice. How beautiful is this? The colors are these really lovely, like muted tones. There's like a lavender kind of gray, sagey green. There's sort of some brown in here. We've got some gold, some mauve. I'm very excited to see how these turn out. I think it's going to work nicely with all the colors and tones we have in that space, and it's fairly neutral, so even though there is some color and it's a larger pattern, it will still match with, a variety of things. And if I want to swap things out just to try some different looks, then I think this kind of has a lot of flexibility for that. As much as I can, I like to pick patterns that kind of can work with many different things changing around it, because I like to change up spaces. Space is just never done for me, so I think this will allow us to do that. We can always change this in the future if we want. That's the beauty of being able to sew our own curtains and change them up seasonally or just when tastes kind of change. So I will be sewing these in the kitchen refresh video, so stay tuned to see how those turn out. While I'm sitting here, I also wanted to show you, because I got some things from Amazon for the kitchen refresh project. I purchased these wooden pegs. I don't know if you can see them in the container. So you can buy like pegboards, but because I want to install some pegs underneath our floating shelves, actually, I'll just go show you. What I would like to do is install a row of pegs underneath this lower shelf here. When we installed this shelf, we raised the height of it a little bit because we wanted a lot of room underneath so we could easily put the KitchenAid or the air fryer. And I think the standard cabinet height or the bottom of the cabinets are a little bit lower. So when we took the cabinets down and put these shelves up, we were kind of thinking about like, how are we going to use this space? So that is important to us and has worked out really well, but it is also kind of a dead space because we don't store those things on the countertop. So I thought it would be nice to install some pegs underneath here. I'll just cut a piece of scrap wood, we'll screw that to the wall into the studs, and then these pegs come with little screws on the end of them, so I can just measure and mark evenly across the board, and then we can screw these in. I'm thinking I could hang like a dish towel, some dried herbs, maybe a couple wooden spoons, I don't know, like various kitchen things. So it will just give us a little flexibility. It will look really cute and just add a little bit of warmth and character and like hominess. I will probably end up painting these and the board that we screw them into the same color as the wall. I think that will just kind of help hide them and not draw too much attention to them. And then if we have some extras, I may or may not install some over here between these two doors. Mostly just for like, you know, when we have guests over for like temporary coats and stuff. I don't like the idea of having that stuff like out in the open all the time, but it would be nice because it's kind of near the door to have a couple of hooks for people to hang stuff when they come in and out. Now that I'm thinking about it too, I know I have thrifted some smaller baskets with handles. They're stashed somewhere in my thrifted goodies stash. And one of those might look cute hanging off of the hooks too. So once we get these installed, I'll have to go through my stuff and see what else might work. So that's pretty much it for kitchen supplies and progress on thrifted things so far. This is super random, but it is time for us to start thinking about the garden, which I'm really excited about. We've already ordered all of our seeds. I usually order them with my sister because she also has a big garden, and we split seeds so we can get like lots of different varieties. And I had to go through my entire seed bin here. Right now, all of our seeds are organized in this binder and in this tub amongst all of these little boxes. And when we were doing inventory, I was like, I feel like I need a better way to organize things. They're just hard to find what you're looking for, and I think we can do better. So I've seen these Tupperware photo organizers at Michael's many times, and every time I see them I think those would be great for organizing seeds, but I just have never gotten them. So I finally bit the bullet and I purchased this. It's just a whole bunch of 4x6 containers. So my thinking is I can just kind of organize all the different types of seeds and then add a label on them so they're easily organized, they're safe from the mice, and I can find what I'm looking for when I need it. So I think I'm going to spend some time working on that just so I can set myself up for success. And I will definitely be sharing more gardening stuff. We're a little bit early, but we do start all of our own seeds, and I usually try to share a little bit of that. And then obviously once we plant everything outside in our raised bed gardens. So more of that to come. I'm just gonna heat up some water, make some tea, and work on organizing here and just kind of like thinking through some of the upcoming kitchen refresh mini projects that I need to work on. Like I said, this is kind of new for me. I usually try to post like episodes and then, you know, do a reveal at the end so that I'm in front of you more often, but I figured I would try doing a full refresh in one video. So let me know in the comments if you have a preference. Like, do you like seeing episodes and just like little progress more frequently, or do you prefer seeing a full before and after kind of project in one video? I'd love to know because I want to make sure I'm, you know, sharing stuff that you guys are interested in. Thank you so much for watching and hanging out with me this weekend. Hopefully you got a little inspiration or just enjoyed spending time together. If you liked the video, make sure you give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, click the bell notification so you don't miss out on what's next, and share it with a friend if you think it's something they would like, and I will catch up with you in the next video.